Today is number 370.
370. That's awesome.
Yay!
So that means that's number 269 for me.
That's beautiful.
Hey guys, welcome to the show before the show. Good morning, Ben and Kimberly. Guys getting in there. Bendy, appreciate it. Thanks for jumping in. We'll get things going in just a bit. Hey guys, hope everybody's doing all right. Getting started here. Let me get everything here. Is this working? Does this music work today too?
Sure.
Is this our vibe?
Sure. It's a good vibe.
I can hit the shuffle button and see what it plays next.
Sure, let's live on the edge. Shuffle it up.
What's shuffle, baby? Every day.
This one sounds like I should be sitting by a pool with a pina colada. A frozen pina colada.
This is late night driving, empty highways.
Late night driving.
Yep.
Okay, well then I could late night in my car, but I guess I couldn't have the pina colada while I'm driving.
That's some funny stuff. Hey guys, thank you for liking, subscribing, sharing the show, getting everything out there for us. Oh, what do we got here? Lizzie, we got lots of good stuff. Don't let me forget, please. I'll screw up.
We do have a lot of good stuff today. The insanity in our world today, there's just so much to talk about. It's like,
yeah,
how do you narrow it down?
pretty much. We'll get started about 8 o'clock. You guys know that, what we do there. We have the event tomorrow night too.
We do have the event tomorrow night. That's going to be fun.
What event?
The event is Justin's event.
Oh, that's right.
Tomorrow
That's right.
night. That's
Jeez.
tomorrow night. I'll send the information to you
Gotcha.
after the show if you want to come. It's going to be really nice. I hear the farm is great.
Oh yeah.
Have you ever been to that farm, Victor?
What's that?
Have you ever been?
No, I haven't. No, I haven't.
I will put it up on the Outpost page. That's just me practicing, Joe.
Oh yeah.
I figured. I noticed.
We're getting it going here. Appreciate everybody jumping in. The show before the show. Canceltheshow.com. By the way, Lizzie,
10 what?
for the first time, I never really was a fingernail chewer.
So
but
you've not chewed
I had
your fingernails?
no, not since I had the pedicure.
Nice. So you kept them nice.
No,
You
Megan
Is
filed
she
them
keeping
down.
them up? Nice. Yes, your hands
No,
look
she
really
just grabbed my
nice
hand the other day.
and said, stop that.
Well, they were looking kind of, I don't know, funky,
Mm-hmm.
gross.
See, it's always, always important to have a good woman in your life.
Yeah, she said my eyebrows were all kind of crazy now too.
Did she do your eyebrows?
No, I was actually just texting with her about it. She thinks
Your hair guy could be fixing your eyebrows. Does he fix your eyebrows?
he trims them.
Okay.
He does trim them. Yes, ma'am. Appreciate everybody jumping in. Show before the show here. Let me see, get our other stuff going here. Boom, 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 boom. The calm before the storm.
That's exactly right. More than one way. This is calm before we're going to just kick it with the stuff we're talking about and a real storm's coming.
Yeah, she said don't chew your nails. Look, I've never really been a nail chewer, ever.
Mm-hmm.
I know. But I did pick at them.
I used to as a kid. My mom told me, I don't know if this is true, but that if you chew your fingernails, then you'll get worms.
Ugh.
So I just never did because I didn't want worms.
Well, I mean, technically you could, depending on what you touched before.
That's right. So I just never did it. I think she caught me doing it once, maybe 2 or 3, and told me about that. And I certainly didn't want worms. And my mom got really graphic about what the worms would do in my belly. So I didn't want that. Yeah, and see, Kimberly saying, don't chew your nails, Vic. So many germs on our hands and under our nails. So I'm sure Kimberly would say I probably could have gotten worms. So my mom wasn't exaggerating.
If you do bite your nails, use lotion on your hands.
Because then the taste of it, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Funny, not funny.
Funny, not funny.
Oh, let's turn that down here.
Although Paul says that it's good for your immune system. I'm not sure if he's talking about the worms or the chewing your fingernails.
Chewing the fingernails. That's an interesting. I haven't heard before.
Well, it keeps your immune system in check.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess that would be. All right. Maybe I'm being too serious. Joe was worried I was in a bad mood this morning.
I just thought you were just introspective about what we're talking about.
Yeah. A lot of things on my mind, that's for sure.
There's just so much.
Lots of things.
Not of
Lots
least
of
of
things on my
seeing
mind.
janky cars with illegals coming out of your town. That's very distressing.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that in
That's
just a second.
Very distressing to me this morning.
Oh man.
I'm laughing about it now.
I'm
be
like,
careful.
Lizzie,
I mean, I could have
Lizzie, don't ever do this again.
I don't think I will.
Don't ever. And we're going to get into that story in just a second.
It's funny now,
Wow.
but it wasn't funny.
No, I think you're going to get in trouble with your husband.
No, he knows.
Really?
That's not the first time I've done things like that.
Okay.
He's just as used to it. He's like, just keep yourself armed. Just,
Where you packing?
maybe,
Maybe not.
maybe.
She'll let you know. Don't even try.
He's
to
tried
think.
many years to say, just simmer down now. But when somebody tells me to simmer down now, it just makes me unsimmer down now.
Really?
Yeah. Don't ever tell a woman to calm down or to simmer down. Don't do it.
This coming from the woman who won't drive in the snow.
That is true.
But she'll put her life on the line.
That is so true. I am one of these people that cannot, for any of you guys that don't know this, if I'm here during the snow, someone else drove me there because I'm scared to death to drive. It's more ice than snow. And one day we even did the show. I did the show at home because I didn't want to drive in the ice. But you're right. But then I will just walk right up to somebody. Mm-hmm.
All right. We went a little later there. I was, woo. Never know what time you're going to get crazy messages.
You got a crazy message just now?
Yes, I did.
Good or bad crazy?
It's all perspective.
Okay.
Joe, we can go ahead
that.
and start the show. Hey, welcome into cancelthisshow.com. Vic Faust, Lizzie Sparks, Projo in the house. It is Wednesday. All right. It is a hump day. Happy hump day for everybody going on with your day. 8:04 Central Time, wherever you're listening. If you're live, if you're catching us on a recorded version, we're glad that you're joining us, whatever time it is. May 8th already. Time just flies by. Time goes by fast.
Yeah,
we talk about time healing all. And time also goes fast.
Yes.
The time, the essence of time. Glad you're with us today. We are packed. We're going to rock and roll. Glad you're with us. The show continues to grow, by the way, every day, and it's because of you guys. We're happy. I always want to say, well, we couldn't be happier. Yeah, we could be happier, but We're grateful. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for liking, watching on all of our platforms, X, YouTube, Rumble, Cloud Hub, Facebook, and of course, the audio channels right after the show ends as well. You guys continue to support. You continue to push the content. And, we're just grateful for you being there for us. Anyway, what was I? I know what we do. We do news here.
We do news.
We do news headlines.
Mhm. We do a little bit of news, a little bit of just a little bit. I don't know. We have a cafeteria style show, I would say.
Yeah.
Mhm. We're the golden corral.
News
of
headlines,
podcasting.
politics, cancel culture, education, interviews from all over the country, and of course our free for all Fridays, which we are grateful for as well. Thanks for being here today. All right. We've got merchandise on our website, canceltheshow.com. We have a donate button. We'd appreciate it if you guys do that as well. Tiny says Getter and truthsocial.com. We're not on truthsocial.com yet, are we? Did we look at
we're
that?
not. We did look at it, and a lot of times
Why-
they don't do videos. We
Yeah,
need
they-
to be
They
on
don't
there.
do live stream.
They don't do live
Or-
streaming.
yeah, you can now, but you can find it somewhere else, and you can move it over there, but you can't stream yourself. Does that make sense? Like
Yeah,
somebody can
You
share
can
it to there.
upload it, yeah.
Yes, but you can't from
I
the
believe
show.
we are on Truth Social, but we're not very active because it's kind of difficult to.
Correct.
Yeah,
Correct.
hell, we'll even go to LinkedIn.
Yeah.
We just got to have enough followers, and by the way, if
That's
you're
right.
watching on X,
LinkedIn
follow
would
us.
be
We
good.
can do so many more cool things once we have 500 followers on X. It's crazy.
We have way more than people that watch on it, but they're not followers.
Yeah,
I want to
I
explain
mean,
the
like
difference.
3,000 people a day watching.
Yeah, but they don't.
I mean, the
follow.
numbers are skyrocketing, but
Mhm.
the following is the key. So we'll continue to produce what we can there. Thanks for
Press
jumping
the
in,
follow button.
guys. I mean, this is a crazy story. I would not suggest this. I would not want my girlfriend Megan doing this. I would not want my daughter doing this. I would not want my sisters or my mom doing this. Hell, I wouldn't even want my sons doing this. But Lizzie's going to tell you what she did this morning, and
I did, and I shouldn't have done it. I'm not advocating do it, but I'm glad I did it now that I've done it.
tell the story because this is bizarre. I
Okay.
mean, it's not bizarre. It's just
Okay,
gutsy.
So last night, one of our listeners, and she can pop up here and say whether she wants to say she told me this, but I'm hearing over and over again about how many educators have so many people that cannot speak English in their class anymore, and their classes are out of control. Even one particular school that's right in the heart of O'Fallon, Missouri, which is used to be USA, Americana, whatever. At the teacher conferences, they had to get a translator for the parents because so many of the kids can't speak English. And I've been saying till the cows come home that literally right around where I live, there's so many illegals everywhere. And people don't believe me, but now people who live there, they do believe me. So as I was coming on the highway, I see this car in front of me, and it was a maroon Equinox, and it had 4 different tires on it. Literally one huge tire, and then a little tire, and then a donut, and I don't know what other kind of tire. And it was literally driving like this, like literally.
Oh my gosh.
It literally was. It was like this. So I pull up beside it, and I look over there, and I'm like, oh, for the love of God. It looked like some of those people that we showed yesterday that have the wild eyes and the really greasy hair and all that. And so I wouldn't have purposely done this, but the person was right behind me and got off at the Phillips 66.
Is this a man or a woman?
It was a man. It was a man, and he looked Hispanic.
Okay.
And he had no license plates, nothing. And he pulled off at the Phillips 66. So I pulled off behind him too. And I just thought this was funny, but I was kind of mad at him too. And I got out and I said, hello, my name is Elizabeth Sparks, and I am an independent immigration checker.
Oh,
Because it's true. I am an independent. I mean, I didn't lie. I just said I was independent. And so I looked at him and I asked him for his green card. And he just looked at me and he goes, I don't speak English. I said, okay, well then can I have your green card? And he got all nervous, got all Twitter-pated, looked around, looked in his pocket. And I said, so you're illegal. You're here illegally in St. Louis, St. Charles County. I don't speak English. He wouldn't say anything, but I think he understood what I was meaning behind it. And so he got in his car real quick. And then of course his car is like, blah, 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 blah.
did he have a license plate?
No license plate. No. And that's what caught my eye was this very dangerous car driving on highway, I'm going to say 40 instead of 40 like I would normally. And he was a danger. I mean, he was a danger, and he's not clearly.
He raced back in his car?
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know for sure if my independent immigration checker really proved that he was illegal, but he looked pretty scared when I asked him that question. So yeah.
Were you afraid in doing this?
No, at the time I was just really aggravated that when I keep getting everybody sending me messages talking about how their children go to public school and now almost half the kids in the class do not speak English, our tax dollars, I don't partake in that. My children don't go to public school, but my tax dollars are going to people who are here illegally, and my taxes keep going up. Your taxes keep going up. Our listeners' taxes keep going up. And you've got these illegals all the place. They're breaking the law. Who drives around with 4 different typers so that your car is just wiggling all the way down and it's not licensed? And this dude, we're hearing all over. We're hearing Denver, Colorado now are asking people, and we'll get into that later, to house these illegals. Yet they get all this stuff for free, and we're having to work our asses off so they can be here for free, and they're not here legally. It irritates me to death.
You know what? Usually, if it's out with people in public like that, I think you might be safe, and I think you'd be fine doing that. And most of the comments from the chat line are, "We love it."
Somebody needs to do it. I would not have done this.
The exact name you used was an independent immigration checker.
That's what I called myself.
But what was okay? You're winning me over to what you did.
Yeah.
But what is the goal at the end of this? Why would you do it?
The goal is to prove what I've been saying, that right in middle America, we're getting inundated with illegals, and it's to expose the fact that they're here so that we can clip this and send it to our officials and say, we've got a real issue. Not only is this person here illegal, they're here driving very dangerously. It wasn't like I would never even noticed if he didn't have 4 different tires. And I'm not exaggerating when I tell you one of them was big, like a monster tire, and then one was a donut, and then they were all different, and the car was literally doing this. And it was driving really slow. So
many people around the South have been dealing with issues like this for a long time.
Correct.
And I know people say, well, it's been in Missouri. Not like it has now.
Correct. It's really bad now.
I was at a quick trip the other night, and I experienced it big time.
You did recently?
Yeah. I told Megan, I was like, man.
Yeah.
I mean, without getting all the details, it was about 15 people.
Yeah. And a lot of times they're packed into these cars.
Yeah, all around my vehicle at a quick trip.
That's scary, isn't it?
Well, yeah, it just makes you wonder and think and what's going on, and you can judge, but that's where you get into problems where it's like you don't know if somebody's legal or not. And
correct.
And unfortunately, because it's been so watered down now, being illegal, that it's like, what are police going to do?
Right. What are they going to do?
They're going to do nothing.
Well, and that's our insurance.
They're going to do nothing.
Skyrocketing. It's skyrocketing. And it's people like this that have no license, no insurance, no nothing. And then they literally hit your car. And so you have to pay for not only your car, probably that illegal's car, and then your insurance skyrockets.
It sucks.
It
all
suck.
sucks.
It sucks.
And we've been talking about this coming to a city near you for a long time from that standpoint. And there's nothing racist about saying that.
Not
at
all.
About being legal.
Legal. That's it. I just wanted to see if he was legal. That's it. If he had showed me a green card or a work permit, fine. But he didn't. He couldn't. And like Brenda's saying on the chat line, these illegals are being packed into cars and driving around illegally like we used to sneak in drive-ins.
An independent immigration checker.
And there's nothing that I lied about saying that. I am an independent immigration checker.
You're just as legit
Joe,
can
we please see you?
Yeah.
I wish I could just. All right, it's just as legit as a Facebook fact checker is all I want.
That's right. That's right. That's exactly right. I am legit in saying that. And, like people are saying that it's not that illegals have never not been here. I know that there's been sections in St. Charles City, sections in Wentzville for quite some time. Most of them were like Bosnians and stuff. Now it's every race. And it's not that I have a problem with different races. Everybody that knows me knows that is absolutely not the case. I adopted 2 children from China and had to go through all of these immigration processes, and rightly so. I should have. And my children need to be appreciative of the fact that American gave them freedom. But now I'm looking like, did they really? Did they really? My kids that now pay so much taxes and then tax on top of taxes. I mean, we're getting screwed all the way around.
You need a fake badge.
I do need a fake badge. I totally need a fake badge.
I mean, holy crap. Roland says South County, same. Closer to Telegraph. What, Coke Road?
Yeah.
Yeah,
they're like everywhere now.
That's in the St. Louis metropolitan area. We broadcast live out of the St. Louis area, by the way, at Strategic Air Services in the Chesterfield Valley. So happy to be here. Got lots of plans for the future. We are grateful for you guys joining us every day, Monday through Friday, 8 to 10 a.m. Central, and all the time on our website, canceltheshow.com. Please like, subscribe, share the show, do what you can from that standpoint. We love stars as well. Oh, Joe, you're good. I just mess with you every day. It's almost become a thing where I think we should do it. You intentionally don't put yourself on camera. So Vic says, Joe, please put yourself on camera.
It's like two
How you can't forget every day.
Well, when I say one sentence, it's like, I feel like it's a distraction.
No, if you talk, we see you because you have a face with your voice. Robert says freedom is an illusion.
It really is an illusion. It is an illusion. We pay more. We literally get up every day and work for 50% of our income goes to the government. And people are like, no, it's really only 30%. Well, that just comes out of your paycheck. The rest of us, every time you go to Target, every time you go to the grocery store, every time you go buy produce, every time you go buy a jet ski or whatever it is that you get. I don't have a jet ski anymore, but people do.
But this kind of leads into a story that we can talk about now. It's so damn frustrating to see these things that are happening. Many cities across America have gone bankrupt. They don't have money for all the immigration and illegals that are here. They don't have money to take care of everybody on a daily basis, and it's going to get worse. It is. We're not trying to freak anybody out. It's a matter of
it's frustrating.
But here's what happened, and I'm reading this to you because I couldn't believe that this actually came down. This was a story that we're dealing with now. They have already gone bankrupt in Denver. They have a massive amount, an influx of illegals who are there. Okay, so they're there. The illegals are there. Now, Denver, the Denver City Council 2 days ago approved a $1.4 million resolution. It's designed at helping the city's ballooning illegal alien crisis. Literally, the city has helped more than 40,000 illegals in the past 16 months. So the mayor wrote that they're continuing to try to help them. So now they're taking tax money that was being used for other services and it's going to the illegals now.
That is such a slap on our face.
This is for homes and for employment. So now everybody gets grafted in, and that's what we talk about. The time continues to move forward, and those situations can occur. And by the way, it passed the Denver City Council 13-0.
That's
every single council member, because they're scared shitless that if somebody doesn't, you're gone. You're going to be voted out. You'll be ostracized. You will be canceled. I mean, the president, what they're calling it is Vive. They'll should provide case management staff to meet the unique individual needs of newcomers with a particular emphasis of housing, navigation, and provision of rental deposit assistance, employment support, and connection with friends, family, or opportunities in other cities and or states. $1.4 million is what they're going to do that. I don't know what to say. I mean, really, Denver, if you're living in the Denver area, can you really feel comfortable about that?
No. I mean, that is just crazy. And in Denver, it's interesting. I heard some people this morning that were literally being asked. There's like private organizations, in addition to the government shelling out money, they're asking people to house them. And can you imagine, with your daughter, my daughters, my son, whoever, moving in illegal who you've never vetted to come and give them a bed in your home, and they're people that hate you? I mean, can you imagine doing that? Come on in and live in here. And you're supposed to, if you even work in a church or a child care center or a school, you are supposed to get a child abuse screening. You should. Why shouldn't you? But you're going to move in these people that you don't even know their names because they don't even have any identification. But come on in. Let's come on in and put you in the bedroom right next to my daughter. That is insane.
Babysit my kids for me.
Yeah, babysit my kids. I don't even need to go to childcare anymore. I don't need to go to a daycare. You just watch my kids.
Well,
that is crazy.
And speaking of that, that's not the only thing that has happened as well. There's a story now where a kid, this happened in the Davidson County School Board. I'm trying to find out again where this happened. I'll look it up in a second. A student was suspended for using the word illegal alien in class. The student went up to the teacher and asked for a clarification about what type of aliens they're talking about. Space aliens or the aliens that are illegal, and got suspended for, quote, using the term illegal alien in class.
Wow. Just speaking the truth.
So now that student is suing the school district.
Good.
And they're going to get their asses handed to them in court. So now that that's happening, you've got a massive media attention going on. They're going to have to settle.
Yeah.
They're going to have to settle with this whole situation. Now, here are more of the details. The kid's name is Christian McGee, and he sued the Davidson County School District yesterday because he was suspended and subjected to racism accusations just for asking a question in English class about the word aliens. Specifically, this 16-year-old kid was punished. This happened last month, back in April, after he raised his hand in the class setting and asked his English teacher during a vocabulary lesson if a reference to the word aliens referred to space aliens or illegal aliens who need green cards.
Wow, that is a good question. What's wrong with that question?
So the kid gets sent to the principal's office and suspended from school. So now
wow,
they've got an attorney and they're going after the school district because of what happened in this situation.
They should, and I hope they get a lot.
Wow.
It's unreal, the unhinged educators that are in some of our schools. And this is not bashing every educator. There's so many great educators. But as we've said before, a lot of the good educators are getting out because they just want to teach future America. Instead, they're with these unhinged people that literally lose it. They lose it because somebody said a word they don't like, even though it's true. There is legally, they still are called illegal aliens. That's not even a terminology that's yet been taken out of the vernacular of our Constitution. I mean, come on with that stuff.
After the question was asked, a Hispanic male student in the class joked that he was going to kick Christian's ass before class. Otherwise, it proceeded as normal. Following the class, 16-year-old Christian and the other student were taken to the office with an assistant principal who questioned the two students and then proceeded to claim that the other student was offended by Christian's question. Wow. The Hispanic student said that he was offended, but then he said he was not upset or offended. That's what the teacher said. But the kid said, I wasn't offended by the question at all. So the school ultimately decided to suspend Christian McGee.
Wow.
Quote, even though there was no substantial disruption to the class. That's what his lawyers are trying to do now, because this happened in North Carolina, of all places.
Yeah, of all places. And like you said, Maine.
Yeah, so they hired an attorney with the Liberty Justice Center.
Good.
And these are the kind of cases that our own resident David Gregory does right out of the St. Louis, Missouri area, licensed in 7 states across the country, being a super conservative attorney. We need more who are not afraid to go public and do these things, because we know most of these attorneys are liberal.
Yeah.
They're Democrats.
That's right.
And when push comes to shove, they're going to take the side of the liberal. So they're now going after the school, and I guess the legal pundits who are weighing in right now are saying that the school was in the wrong for suspending this kid.
Absolutely.
And they're going to be paying this family out.
I hope so. I hope a lot. I hope it hurts that school district so much. And I hope they took a real good look at that educator that got that triggered. And instead of having, let's sit down and have DEI education classes for our teachers, let's go back to stop being so butthurt, teachers, about everything that is said in the classroom. They have taken the 1980s, 1970s, where, let's stop bullying stuff, to a whole different level now. I mean, this is a whole different level. You can't say anything that offends a liberal. Nothing. And that's who's mainly in your schools now. Just face it. Most of the teachers in the public school district are a liberal, or at least go along with it. And if you don't believe me, ask how many join the teachers union. Very few don't. And so if you're joining the teacher union, you're going
kind of
along.
Forced to.
I don't know. I know
You're not?
No, you don't have to do it. You're just bullied if you don't. I didn't do it back in the day. There's teachers that I know that do not do it. But if you don't, you are bullied, and the union shows up at your door. So, but you got to stand up. You've got to stand up and say, I'm not being a part of this. Not doing it.
Paul says, I hate to have to say this, but put cameras and microphones in all of these classes. Can't talk your way out of direct evidence.
That's right.
Yeah, but in the end, taxes are paying the lawsuit, so they don't care.
That's right. They don't care. They don't care, because you and I are paying that, or the people in North Carolina, they're paying for the lawsuits.
Oh my God, this stuff is just crazy.
It never ends. It never ends.
And it's interesting because we went that direction because of what you did this morning, being a independent immigration checker.
Yeah.
So that means
that's my new
if you had a fake badge.
Yeah, I need a fake badge.
Listen, I'm with the IIC. I need to check your green card.
That's right. That's right. And it's not even a fake badge. I could really, make an LLC that's who I am, and have a real badge.
Well, Chris brings it. But how is it going to end? You're not going to take anybody into custody, though. It's almost like you're just trying to scare them.
I just wanted to prove a point today. I think it's what I could even become that, and nothing happens, because even if I found out that they were here illegal and I call the local police, their hands are tied. They cannot do anything about it. They can't call ICE. Prove me wrong. I mean, if I called the Chesterfield Police Department, or I called the St. Charles County Police Department, because he came out of and said, hello, this is Elizabeth Sparks, and I am with the ICC, and whatever, or even just admitted it. I'm really Lizzie Sparks, and this is what I'm doing. They would go, there ain't nothing I can do about that. What would they do? That's the frustration part. We don't know what they would do. Nothing, because they'd have to have ICE do something for them.
Megan says they can't read English, so you could wear a Chuck E. Cheese lanyard and they wouldn't even know.
That's right.
Start carrying cuffs.
That's right.
Take the superintendent and teacher to court civilly.
Yeah.
Civil rights are non-negotiable. Another terrific idea.
That is a good idea.
Perform a citizen's arrest and detain until ICE or similar show up.
Yeah.
I can't see Lizzie at Phillips 66 in the Chesterfield Valley perform a citizen's arrest. I mean, off of Chesterfield Airport Road.
That's right.
I just
if I thought I could get by with it, I would. Hey, I'm the girl too. If somebody gives me Kim Gardner's address, where she really is, and some people are telling me that she's in Camdenton, that she's in Lake of the Ozarks, give me her address. I'll show up at her door.
But yeah, we didn't get into it full. But yeah, the state auditor is looking. I guess they want to.
They want to finish their audit.
Yeah,
by
they
the end of the year.
They need more information
from her,
and she won't respond.
Yeah,
they can't find her.
They can't.
What would she be doing in a lake of the Ozarks?
Who knows? I don't know. But a lot of people are telling me
is she not a nurse anymore? This is the former St. Louis Circuit Attorney, by the way.
Isn't that funny?
Who became pretty much a worldwide story.
Yeah.
Soros back. She told us on her show. As a matter of fact, on her radio show, we were the first that she ever told that she received. It was one of the first ever in this country. Liberal Black woman prosecutor urban city that was taking money from Soros.
Yes. Soros is probably have her hiding out in some beautiful house at the lake, if that's really true. I don't know, but she's guilty. If you're running from a subpoena, you're guilty. Nobody wants a subpoena.
No, they don't.
No, nobody wants it. Nobody, if somebody comes to your door and a process server and has a subpoena, nobody wants that. But if you keep avoiding it and you keep avoiding it, you're guilty of something. But we already know that about her.
She could be in the lake. She failed for Soros, just saying.
Oh, good point. She did fail. She is a Soros fail.
Let's not even go there. What as opposed to why they can't find her. Okay.
I think we should go there. She might be in the bottom of the lake. She might be.
Unfortunately, the first responders can be taken to court civilly if we're involved in an accident on the way to a call.
Yeah. That's true.
Check the hospital. She's a nurse, remember?
That's right.
Looking for Kim Gardner.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, and back to the story about the, Christian's family suing
Christian
the
McGee.
school. They should be suing that teacher civilly and the principal, whoever suspended, whether it was a decision of the superintendent or the principal, they should sue them civilly. That's where it hurts. Sue the school district. They don't care. That's your money, my money, people in, North Carolina's money, but you got to sue them civilly. Even if you lose, let it make their pocketbook hurt.
Lizzie, you made my day. Thank you for trying to perform basically a citizen's arrest.
Well, more people need to. My problem is I didn't take a picture, but if I saw him again,
if this happens, then call me. I'll get over there.
Yeah. Next time I will call you. I will call you and Joe, and you come and you take pictures while I'm talking to him, because I couldn't videotape myself and take a picture of him and look at him. Because
so was he getting gas?
No, I think he was going to air his tire up, because he pulled right by the air thing, but he left before doing that because
he was getting air in those janky tires.
Yeah.
See, if you do that, I'll pull out my iPad and I'll have Google Translate to where he has no excuse.
Fantastic.
Jay says the St. Louis NAACP was not happy over the Kim Gardner stuff.
That's right. They weren't.
What do you mean? Well, I missed this. What do you mean? But they weren't happy.
They weren't happy because they didn't think that somebody should be trying to track her down because it was racist and it's something to do. And apparently Scott Fitzpatrick went back. Is it Fitzpatrick or Fitzgerald?
Fitzpatrick.
Okay. All right. So anyway, when they contact his office, he said, I'm not saying she is guilty of anything. I am trying to find out if she is or if she isn't and complete this report by the end of the year. I just need to ask her questions. So they immediately went,
if you're hiding, obviously you're not going to want to ask questions.
That's right. But the NAACP still tried to defend Kimmy Gardner just simply because she's Black. That's it.
Well, here's the thing though, when it comes to the NAACP, and I know some of the people and I got to know them, and it's unfortunate this is how it works. You need money to continue your operations, which means you need controversy to continue your operations, because controversy gives you a chance to go out and ask for money. When those stories, this was explained to me by somebody off the record, and I'm not going to give his name. I'm just grateful that he trusted me from the standpoint to tell me how it all works, Vic. Look at Sharpton when he was out there. Look at Jesse Jackson. You need, if you have controversy, if you have the Ferguson event, then you can try to get money.
That's right.
If you have a BLM situation, we need money.
Yeah, it's all about
support our cause. Those types of things. So you can go look for issues to stay relevant. Look, we're doing our job. Even if it's not something that makes sense to most of society. Well, we're working. See, we're working. Fund us. We're working for the betterment of whatever organization it is at that time. In this case, it's the NAACP with Kim Gardner. Oh my God.
Good old Kim.
I do hope nothing bad has happened to her.
Why?
Because I don't want bad for anybody.
Well, I'm not saying.
I told you, I want
I'm
happy,
not saying
no drama.
Bad.
And
but in
I
this
want her
case,
to be breathing.
I hope she gets the justice she deserves.
That I agree with you, Joe. I'm not wishing her dead either, but I am wishing that she faces consequences she did to lots of people, a whole lot of people. And a lot of people would say, whether you agree with this or not, there's a lot of our listeners, because we had Eric Greitens on before, and she was paid to literally go after him. So I would like to see some restitution for the lies she told there. She told a lot of lies.
Yeah,
she did.
Yeah. Oh, man. This is cancelthisshow.com. I'm Vic Faust. She's Lizzie Sparks. Pro Joe in the house as well. We're here Monday through Friday, by the way, 8 to 10 a.m. Central all the time on our website, cancelthisshow.com. News headlines, water cooler talk, politics, political interviews. We appreciate you guys liking, subscribing, sharing the show. Like us on those sites, follow us on those sites, especially X. Let people know what we're doing. We're here 10 hours a day, 370th show today, 370 2-hour shows.
Yeah, that's great. Well, some of them were 3 hours at the beginning even.
Oh my God, that's right. I forgot about that.
I think there were several months of 3-hour shows.
Yeah, there were.
Oh my God. There were.
And here we are. We're still rocking and rolling. We appreciate the support. from advertisers and sponsors and people who have been there. We're grateful for everything you're doing for us from that standpoint. I did want to get into this before we get into all the president or former President Trump information. I mean, Trump had an amazing day yesterday.
Sure did.
I mean, we're going to get into all that, I promise. It is interesting because, well, gosh, before I get into it, your comments are amazing. We do welcome your comments on the People's Platform. The NAACP has turned from good intentional organization to a race baiting grifter group, big money corporation or corruption, just like most of the national organizations. Yeah, I mean, you're not going to get people yelling about it. Vic, it's just like homelessness. It will never end. Too many Democrats getting rich on taxpayer money. People make good money for keeping these nonprofits going. Yeah, case in point. I can see where you're coming from that standpoint. Your comments are welcome on the subjects that we're getting to. We appreciate everything that's going on. Okay, here's a story. This has come out. Now, it's being broadcast, and it's as if, okay, the FAA has opened a new Boeing, as if Boeing could not have any more issues. Another investigation after the company admits that it may have skipped some 787 inspections. You feel comfortable flying around in a plane these days?
No, I don't actually.
Holy crap. 787. Okay. So what's interesting about this? Number one, they're not denying this. So now something's going to happen to Boeing again. They said that they falsified records on 787 of them. This happened in South Carolina. The FAA is also investigating because workers in South Carolina is where this happened. Now there is a side story to this whole situation, and I've been trying to find specific quotes to go to it that most of these employees who did this were employees that were hired without the certifications they needed because Boeing was under strict pressure to guess what? Hire what? Guess what? DEI applicants. Applicants who did not earn it. Applicants who didn't earn it. The DEI. If this is true, my God, what are they going to do from that standpoint? Would they get some sort of break from the government because they're forced to hire DEI candidates who are not up to the challenge? Or would they get hammered because this is everybody's safety? I mean, you're talking about 787 violations.
That's a lot
of inspections on our planes. I mean, holy shit.
Wow.
Boeing notified the FAA as soon as they found out. They said that they're trying to take swift and serious corrective action with multiple teammates regarding this story that has now come out.
And if Boeing was forced, and I'm sure they were forced to hire based on race and whatever else, religion or whatever else, and so their DEI hires, that doesn't just fall on Boeing. That doesn't, even though Boeing did the hiring, the government needs to be responsible for the fact they're forcing people that are big companies, over 50 employees, to do things that is wrong. But do they? Does the government ever have to pay for anything?
No, not really. Do they? No, they really don't.
They don't.
We do.
We do.
We pay for everything.
But like Bindi says, we shouldn't be worried about this. Mayor Pete is in charge of
Oh, yeah, Mayor Pete. He disappeared from the public eye after having a very bad year when it came to the transportation industry.
That's right. Booty Butt needs to just stay away from there. And I cannot wait till Trump gets in and hires all different people.
I mean, falsifying 787 inspection reports.
Yeah. That is scary.
I'm reading more up on it here too. I mean, you said you don't feel comfortable or wouldn't get comfortable getting in a plane now.
I don't.
Why?
Right now. Because I didn't know this. I did not know this was DEI hire, but I felt like it was. We had flown a lot, and it's the last couple times we flew. It's just there. You don't see excellence anymore. And when you're flying in a plane, that should be the absolute excellence. Everything is, the planes are janky now. They look run down. The flight attendants are just absolutely,
Well-
I would say, don't, God forbid you wear a Trump hat. I mean, could you imagine if you went there as a patriot sitting there? They're just so woke. Even the flight attendants are so woke. I don't feel safe on planes right now.
Chris says, actually, Jay says, first of all, I do not want a DEI pilot.
No, I don't.
I want a pilot. I don't want a DEI pilot.
No.
Chris says from the chat line, by the way, it is the People's Platform. Feel free to jump in on whatever platform you're watching us on right now. When Boeing bought McDonnell Douglas, Vic, that company went downhill fast. McDonnell Douglas.
That's true.
McDonnell Douglas was a company built on excellence.
Yes.
But since the merger, it's gone down the drain.
That's not wrong.
These are all the more reasons why you use places like Strategic Air Services here.
Correct.
Well, you fly
Correct.
private, you know what you're
Right.
getting. That's for
right.
sure.
That makes sense.
Yeah, great ad there. That's for sure. Strategic Air Services in the Chesterfield Valley, where we broadcast live. We're grateful for that. Steve and Kevin do a great job with the company here from that standpoint. Literally, it is top notch when it comes to flying private. A lot of companies now flying their employees
I've noticed that.
out of here.
Mhm.
Get in, get out.
Yeah.
You don't have to go through TSA. Becomes a situation where you can move quicker, more efficiently as well. So we're grateful to the relationship that we have here. Donna says, what is DEI? Are you being serious? If you are, it means didn't earn it.
Mhm.
So, otherwise known as diversity, equity, and inclusion.
And doesn't that sound fine? Of course, we want to be diverse and equal, but it's not equal. It's equity. Equity is different than equality and inclusion. That really does. It just means didn't earn it.
But guys, it's gotten even worse. And here's what I mean when I say that. Did you hear the big story that's also come out now? Oh, the Boy Scouts of America are no longer going to be known as the Boy Scouts.
Mhm.
It is official. They are dead.
They are dead.
The Boy Scouts are dead.
Mhm.
They are, and this is all in an effort to appease DEI.
That's right.
It all one connects to the next, connects to the
next.
next.
That's right.
So, if you were a Boy Scout, how does it make you feel now to know that the Boy Scouts are no longer known as the Boy Scouts?
They really have been so different for years. I think my husband was a Boy Scout and it was really great. But when I put my kids, it's been really weird for years. My oldest two kids, I put them in Girl Scouts for a little bit and one of them in the Boy Scouts. And it just seemed, I would not have called them woke back then. I don't know what I would have called them, but it wasn't like badass, I'm going to go make a fire. It was like worrying about everybody's feelings.
Well, the Boy Scouts of America are changing their name now to, quote, Scouting America. It almost sounds like a soccer club
It
team.
really does.
Sporting America.
Uh-huh.
Scouting America.
Okay.
They say it's going to reflect the organization's ongoing commitment to welcome every youth and family in America to experience the benefits of scouting. Okay.
That's interesting.
The name change is expected to go into effect on February 8th of next year.
Oh, so you can still be a boy in Boy Scouts for another 6 to 8 months. And then they're going to change it where it's just some woke, I don't know.
But this comes on the anniversary of their the fifth anniversary of welcoming girls into, see, the boys can come into, or excuse me, girls can come into the Boy Scouts, but could boys go into the Girl Scouts?
If they're a transgender.
Oh my God.
No, truly. I mean, truly, the Girl Scouts now is accepting boys that are transitioning to girls.
According to the stats, Scouting America currently serves more than 176,000 girls and young women across all programs, including over 6,000 who have earned the rank of Eagle Scout. Roger Crone, the president and chief executive officer of Scouting America, said, though our name will be new, our mission remains unchanged. We are committed to teaching young people to be prepared for life. This will be a simple but very important evolution as we seek to ensure that everyone feels welcome in scouting.
That's right. Well, and there's several people on the chat line of saying the Boy Scouts have been squishy. That's the word somebody used, for a long time. Joe Lynette is saying, if you remember in 2013, which was about 10 years ago, the Boy Scouts were forced to accept girls. So, I mean, even though the name is changing and that's gross, that is just the nail in the coffin of anybody that wants their child to be a manly boy would put them in Boy Scouts. They're not going to do it. They're not. It's squishy and it's sissy. I'm sorry. I'm just going to say it. The Boy Scouts now have gone sissiness. I mean, if I have a boy, I want my boy to be a boy.
But but once again, it's all about DEI. Again,
it really is.
Take apart what America is and what we have. The Boy Scouts and the Girl Scouts, why not be able to have, really change the name?
It's about feminizing masculinity, period.
Boom. That's exactly what it is. Our society wants to make boys less masculine. That is the absolute truth. That's exactly what it is, Joe. It really is. And Eagle Scouts used to mean something. I mean, it was a big deal. If your kid was an Eagle Scout, my husband is an Eagle Scout. My father-in-law would be rolling over literally in his grave that he's not even been in a year hearing this. I mean, he was so proud of the Boy Scouts of 40 years ago, but he got out of being a scoutmaster because it went this way. People don't want men to be men. They don't.
It's because somewhere along the line, masculinity became toxic.
That's right. This is part of toxic masculinity by the feminists. And the feminists are allowed to rule a lot of the DEI legislation these days. We got to fight it.
I'm sick to my stomach of these stories day after day.
Day after day after day. But at least you know what the good thing about this, Vic, is.
What is the good thing about the Boy Scouts changing to Scouting America?
Okay, because then you know who they really are. They changed in 2013. They did. And so that's when they became squishy. At least now you know it. The only good thing is a lot of this stuff has been going on for 20 plus years, but now they're exposing who they are. And if you want to be a feminist and put your girl or your boy or whoever in squishy Scouting America, you do you. But at least we now know who you are. That's the only good thing about it. People are identifying themselves as who they are. Before, they were sneaking who they were and coming into our great programs and making it all squishy. Now we know who the feminists are. And I was thinking about men. There's men who are feminists.
Well, it starts in your own hometowns. And Paul says we have to fight it. And that all starts with Justin Hicks. Justin running for Missouri's 3rd Congressional District. He was on our show yesterday. We will be at an event for him tomorrow night out at the Brinkman Farm in Defiance, Missouri. He has addressed these issues, and you've got to do it everywhere you are. Heather jumps in and says, I personally loved growing up having my mom in the home and dad working. Mom at home, dad working. We could live in a decent house and have 2 decent cars. And my mom could stay home and work part-time at night to get away from us kids.
Yeah.
We played outside all day and had lots of friends.
And that is really profound that she said that, because we've completely lost that. And if you can do anything these days as a parent, you need to be present and stop letting everyone take you away from your kids. And if your kids have to work and you're in a position to help your kids, we grandparents have to step up. Part of our problem is people don't talk about this. When I was littler, all of our parents left. They helped raise us. And then they were like, okay, now you need to raise your own kid. I'm going to Arizona. I'm going to Florida. And there's this whole snowbird generation where the brains went and left people to their own devices. The generations that are now grandparents, you need to get in and help your kids. And you need to show them right for wrong. Always, always. You cannot stop being a parent these days, because if not, our education system and society and social media are eating your children and your grandchildren alive. Well said, Heather.
Yeah. One parent at home can change the dynamics drastically.
Very much so. Very much.
Grandparents can be super important as well.
Yes. Because right now, both parents
they can homeschool as well.
Yep.
Joe calls
Embrace
it the emasculation of men.
That's true.
And it's been in the work for years.
Mm-hmm.
Jay says, my wife stayed home and we knew we would do without a lot of nicer things, have average things.
Yeah.
But it was the best decision we ever made. to do without less of the world, because people get caught up in the materialistic
Correct.
part
And
of
it
life.
doesn't mean anything. Everything that you buy ends up old in 5 years, and that you think you need to have this and you think you need to have this. You don't. You really don't. You just need to have your kids and your grandkids have good morals and values and know that they are loved more than anything else in the world. If children know those things, present parenting, present grandparenting, your children will get out of trouble.
Now grandparents, though, can be raising their grandchildren.
Well, I'm not talking about that.
Yeah, that's
different. Then the grandparent becomes the parent. I help a lot with Liberty, but I am definitely not raising her. Her parents are wonderful parents. I just supplement my time to help them. But grandparents should not be raising. I mean, if you have to, you have to. Okay. Then if you have to, you have to. But we should be good supplements to our children. But grandparents raising, if I raised Liberty right now, she would be the biggest brat in the world, because there's no rules at Gaga's house, but her parents have rules.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's a place for grandparents, but different than parents, I think.
Everything that's happening all over this country.
It's all purposeful, Vic. To tear down the
we just never know where we're
family.
going with our show, and we appreciate you guys jumping in. And we try to stick to a script as much as we possibly can, but that's what we do. 2 hours of content live every day, 8 to 10 a.m. Central. And of course, we've been doing it for a long time. Today is our 370th episode of 2 hours of content. We've been doing it. We're going to continue to do that and bring you other stories and just try to educate you. And you guys educate us and just continue to let people know. It's been an organic mission that we've had from the start, working this, developing it, strong roots from the ground up, and just trying to grow. Heather says, by the way, my parents played a huge role in my kid's life, especially my oldest, but had him young. He is such a respectful and sufficient kiddo.
Yeah. Good for you.
Yeah.
That's awesome. It is. Grandparents need to help. I mean,
how did we get on this subject again? I'm sorry. I'm losing my mind today.
The chat line was directing us, or they're directing us different ways. And the thing that people on the chat line are saying is reason why we're kind of in the shape that we were again is grandparents stopped being part of the family in the late 70s, 80s, and all of the 90s. They left, and look at all these snowbirds that are down in Arizona and Florida. There's nothing more important than your grandchildren. So you can go down there on vacation for maybe a month or two, but to stay down there the whole time, we lost a whole generation of wisdom that left. They just left.
I was asked, hey, Vic, how's the book coming along? I've had some back and forth with this company. I am going to do it, but it's going to take some time. I have a lot going on right now, and there's new chapters, I guess, being written every day.
Yeah, it would be good. It would be a really good book.
Yeah, you can't make this stuff up.
That's right. And we got off on this tangent of talking about grandparents and parents all because of the Boy Scout situation. And our chat line is so responsive. They had a lot to say about it.
And we appreciate your input. We do. And thank you for jumping in. That's how we get the perspective.
We love it.
We wouldn't be here unless you guys were doing what you're doing, jumping in. Megan says, Swiss Army is now making a no-blade knife. Yes, I saw this on Fox. This no knife Swiss Army knife. It's no blades on the Swiss Army knife.
Why do you have it then? So you don't offend somebody, and then what do you
Correct.
do?
It's basically a toothpick and scissors.
Yeah, you just pick your teeth with it, I guess.
Good luck in the woods with that.
Wow. Yeah.
Our chat line, some of our private stuff is pretty funny today.
Oh, yeah. That's a problem. Is you literally, things that were designed for something is now designed for something else. And that's why, I mean, I'm not even going to say what's written here, but it's the truth.
It's a bluff. It's a fatal bluff.
It is a fatal bluff.
My grandson's mom abandoned him at 2 years old. I raised him with my son. He is now in his second year of college, a wonderful young man.
Good for you, Donna. Way to step up. Way to step up.
Megan says, but mentally ill kids probably shouldn't have the knife anyway.
Good point. Good point.
Jeannie says that could cut a snake's head off, maybe. A toothpick.
Maybe. A toothpick, scissors.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, maybe I'm reading it the wrong way. This is canceltheshow.com. Thanks for jumping in, everybody. Hey, special. We're going to get into all the Trump stuff that's going on, some massive developments and some interesting videos as well. I just want to give a shout out to advertiser sponsors. I want to start with Wendy's today. Wendy's in the Chesterfield Valley. Ben and Marla are amazing people. They've had our shows back from the get-go. They'll do anything for anybody. Wendy's in the Chesterfield Valley. Great food, great time, great patio. The service top notch as well. Check it out. They're big supporters of ours. When you go there and enjoy yourself, it helps us here at canceltheshow.com. Plus, they have the Wendy's Roadhouse opening in Defiance pretty soon. That's in the next, just over a week away. Yeah, but just over a week away, they're going to be opening up. That's going to be a lot of fun out there as well in wine country in Missouri. Also, we got a special shout out to WeQuip USA, WeQuipUSA.com. You go there, you check out what people are renting items, and then you can also rent your own items, and you get hooked up with people in your own community. Also, David Gregory running for Missouri State Senate. He is our resident attorney. We are in the process of putting together an amazing website for Dave. He is the super conservative attorney. He's also, arguably, in my humble opinion, the best guy you can call if you've been in an accident, if you've had some sort of issue with your car, if a tractor trailer has been involved in some way. He's your guy. Also, workers' comp and anything related to personal injury. The guy does it. Not only those, but as we've said so many times, number one, he got 7 people their jobs back, 7 for 7, who lost their jobs because they refused to take the cupcake. He also was amazing when it came to my own personal cases. That's why I talk. So you can check out GregoryFromMissouri.com, GregoryFromMissouri.com. All of his information is there. You can also give him a call at 314-619-4230. Once again, 314-619-4230. And if you know somebody, don't let them sign up with anybody until they call Dave first. Call Dave first. You're going to get a discount on the fees, and he continues to advertise here as well. And then if it makes sense for him, he continues to support our program as well. So we are grateful from all of that situation. Thank you, guys. We are grateful. Okay. Moving on from the standpoint of, let's see here, Donald Trump news. Okay. You're excited about this, aren't you?
I am. I'm always excited about Donald
Where do we
Trump
start
news.
first? I want to start first with Judge Cannon, the case in Florida, because how long did we have to hear about all of these classified documents? We already know that Joe Biden did far worse with the documents that he had than the raid that was done on Donald Trump. But even the special investigator said, yes, Joe Biden committed crimes, but he's old. So I don't know if a jury would really go after him, but they literally said he was guilty. The special investigator literally said there is cause for concern with guilt, but I'm not going to charge him because he's old. Literally, because he's old.
Because he's old. Oh, wow.
Then we move over to the situation with Donald Trump, and the whole situation with Donald Trump becomes, oh, there was this illegal raid. Then we find out that the documents aren't even in order, that there were all kinds of issues from that standpoint. Now we find out that even the heading, the pages, the front pages, did you see this story, Lizzie?
No.
The front pages of the documents aren't even matching up. That they were doctored, messed with, not kept in the order that they should have been. There are several issues that are going on. Judge Cannon still has 8 motions that she has to rule on. What did she say yesterday? There are so many issues that, quote, need to be taken care of and addressed, and none of these are on the side of the defense. They're all on the prosecutions. She's literally she has suspended the case indefinitely. Hello? Do you see what's happening right now? Suspended the case indefinitely. So now we don't know when this is going to, quote, happen, if it happens at all. And it could now very likely be pushed after the election. Once again, did you hear all about this in the national news yesterday or last night? No, I didn't. It's because they're trying to hide it now.
That's right.
It was all a cover.
Mm-hmm.
And I agree with the chat line. They were looking for something else, Vic. It was a cover.
Yep.
Please don't tell me she didn't know when she went to his suite what could happen.
That's right.
That was another issue.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Donald Trump's case in Florida, it's going bye-bye.
Yeah.
And even if it does go to court, guess what? To a jury, it would be right around the time of the election. The case isn't adding up.
No, it isn't.
The documents are not adding up. All of this stuff is not adding up. And guess what's happening? Donald Trump is winning.
Yeah, he is.
He is literally freaking winning because of the stuff that's going on right now. They've pushed this case, and you heard people, remember the raid? So big, the raid. And guess what? Now it's not even that big of a deal. Let's destroy Donald Trump. Let's make sure that he gets as much bad press as possible. Let's make sure we embarrass him as much as possible. People, it was all staged. What happened with that Mar-a-Lago raid is so huge because what I talk about specifically, the classified cover sheets were placed atop documents by the FBI. How many times have we talked about the FBI? But the deception doesn't in there that they placed him there and then took pictures of it.
Mm-hmm.
The special counsel is also now admitting, Jack Smith, that some of the top secret cover sheets did not align with the actual documents, suggesting that there is a rush to incriminate Trump. People, most of you know that this was all happening. And guess what? The truth will always come out.
It always comes out.
The truth will always come out.
Always. Yep.
And it does. And I was talking to a guy this morning. The other thing about the truth, and this was great advice. He's like, here's the thing. The truth doesn't mind answering questions.
The truth doesn't mind.
No, but a lie despises questions.
That's right.
Truth, bring it up. Let's talk. Truth.
Mm-hmm.
Truth likes questions. Lies don't. These are lies. And that's why they didn't like having to deal with these things. The special counsel. And now they've gotten caught. And this is all part of why Judge Cannon has now, she has literally postponed this major case all over the raid. She's postponed it. That just doesn't happen.
Right.
There's no date. She's like, the prosecution has to get a lot of things straight.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. They certainly have to get a lot of things straight.
Does this make you feel better or not about what's happening with Donald Trump? It did to me. It was a small little win in my mind.
It does to me. Just like I said, all of this stuff that's happening, regardless of whether it's DEI or all this Trump stuff, this has been going on for such time, playing the charade shell game with us. Now we know what they're doing. And the more truth that comes out to all this, we can have ammunition to know how to deal with it in the future. I think Donald Trump is winning. I really do. I thought yesterday was a great day for him.
The fact that Judge Cannon did this blew my mind, and media is not talking about it, or at least a lot of the national media isn't talking about it. It's securing that when all of this stuff goes away, it's only going to give Donald Trump. They have really backed themselves into a corner. The deep state of Trump, because if they go after him and convict him, they give him popularity and strength and a reason. And then if he's found innocent or cases go away, they're screwed because it gives Trump the same damn thing.
Mm-hmm.
Popularity, credibility. They have really backed themselves into the corner, and they know it.
They have. And
some of these judges are even put into situations where they're like, oh, shit.
Mm-hmm.
We've got now Judge Rebrands in New York. I still think they're going to find him guilty of something with the Stormy Daniels case, which we'll get into in a second. But from the chat line, Terry says, Vic, that part is good, but think the Stormy stuff doesn't look good. I don't know what you mean by that. We'll get into Stormy in a little bit too. But Judge Cannon, forget about it. In Florida, the classified documents case, the only person who was really guilty was Joe Biden. And the special prosecutor essentially said it, but said he couldn't bring charges because he's old.
Because he's old.
Old. But yet he's so old that he can't have charges brought against him, but he's young enough to run for office. Remember that. He's too old to have charges brought against him, but yet he's still young enough to run this country and run for a second term.
Mm-hmm.
The joke's being played on America. We're praying that God enters and shows light and shines light on all the darkness, the cockroaches that we talk about.
Mm-hmm.
My God, when I saw that come down, I was like, That is a major, major victory for Donald Trump. And it's another situation that he and his attorneys don't have to deal with right now, which has to be a huge relief.
Yes.
Not only for his team, but for him himself. The man's trying to run this country. He's trying to run for office to run this country and dealing with all the crap that's there as well.
Mm-hmm.
Mitch says, and they know that, so they don't put it on normal media. Nobody has heard anything about Trump on ABC, NBC, CBS, MSNBC, CNN.
Correct.
And so forth.
That's right. They hide it all. We know that they're doing that. But yesterday, regardless of how they spin it, yesterday was a good day.
There's no doubt it was it was an amazing day for Donald Trump from that case going bye-bye for a while. I think people, but CNN is showing stats. I mean, we showed you a video yesterday. It showed that Biden's support rating in the African-American community is down at least 28%. It's down at least 12% with Hispanics. That marks massive win for Donald Trump.
Yes.
In a fair election. Terry says charges have been brought on him merely because he wasn't even covered by the presidential immunity. He was not president when he stole and put in his garage. I guess that goes with Biden. I don't know.
That one is a statement about Biden.
It is interesting though, before we get into the hush money case, I just found it was funny because somebody said, yeah, Joe Biden crapped his pants.
Yeah, we showed a picture of him crapping.
Yeah, we did.
Showed a video.
Former NFL player. What's that, Joe?
I'm looking for it right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're looking for what part?
How he pooped
Biden
his pants.
pooping his.
Oh, if you find it, let me know. And then we'll show that. Then we'll show the sound. The other thing to remember about this Cannon case, please don't ever forget. And that's why I say take a scorecard. Use your scorecard.
That's right.
And remember what was done to Donald Trump. Oh, he's going to prison. This documents case, he's going to prison. He did things illegal. He would not abide by what he had to do. It's all been a lie.
It's all been a lie.
And now it's starting to come true. Once again, the whole plan, the whole goal was to stop Donald Trump from running for president. And if they will do this to Donald Trump, what will they do to you, me, anybody, everybody in this country to get what they want? Yes, he shat his pants. From the chat line. We are cancel this. I'm Vic Faust. That's Lizzie Sparks. Pro Joe. Looking for the video of Joe Biden if he can find him. Donald Trump is going to have another victory as well. Because no matter what happens with the Stormy Daniels case, the hush money case, which has proven to be a farce, which we'll get into as well, he wins. If he's found guilty, he wins. If he's found innocent, he wins. And the left deep state knows that. They're in trouble. They are in deep shit. And they're like, okay, this guy is moving forward in a way that we never could have imagined, and we hate it. We hate what's happening. I see it. Lizzie sees it. You see it. It's not going to stop. And Donald Trump is going to continue to push forward. I mean, there's people who still think Donald Trump's going to jail.
They do. They really
But
believe.
I don't know on what case.
I don't know.
How and where. I mean, is it possible? Certainly it's possible. I know he wants to be in jail.
Yeah. It doesn't bother him if he goes to jail. He admitted that he's not going to stop talking. But, he got really smart yesterday. Not that he's not always smart. But so I guess that he didn't get fined more money. He just started taking actual articles and reading the articles and the headlines from the articles. They can't do anything about that because it's not him saying it. It's what other people are saying. He's just reading a Fox article or whatever article. And I thought that was brilliant because he will always get around their game.
He's one step ahead.
Always.
Joe's got the video. Go ahead.
I thought it was very telling how Jill walks away from him too after he pooped his pants.
Well, she was keeping her.
She's got to change it.
She was keeping. No, she doesn't touch him.
You don't think so?
Hell no.
You think a nurse?
Hell to the F and no does she do anything with him.
Oh.
That's all for public.
Yeah.
That's crap.
There he is pooping away. As Jeannie says, he's pooping away.
The 2-year-old in the corner. Little Johnny, do we need to change your diapers?
Uh-huh.
Kevin says he will protect the Constitution and go to jail. That is Donald Trump.
That is
what
right.
politician says that? None.
No
Because-
one says
But
that.
once again, he lost money by being president,
He
and
sure
he
did.
wants to do it again. Everybody else goes into politics, and then they become millionaires.
Mhm.
Jill must have been downwind from Joe. That's why she took off.
I'm
Hell
sure.
Yes, it's
I'm
why she
sure.
took
The look
off.
on her face, if you zero in on that, on her face, she does make a face and walks away. And I don't know if it's because she smelt it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the leader of the free world. Look at him.
Uh-huh. There he is. She makes this face
Eh.
and then like turns around. And I don't know if it's because she knows he pooped his pants or she's just like, he's embarrassing me again.
The look on his face says it all.
It
You can
does.
see it when it actually happens. Like you can see his face drop.
Uh-huh. He's like, oh, I pooped it again. I pooped my Depends again. It literally is the stance that a 2-year-old toddler makes when they poop their pants.
Well, not that this guy has a lot of credibility, but we show you from a funny standpoint on a podcast yesterday. Antonio Brown, former NFL receiver, who used to be a massive fan of Joe Biden. And he talked about it publicly. And he wasn't a Trump fan. Well, guess what? He's a Trump fan now.
Nice.
Oh yeah, and it has to deal with the pooping incident too as well. Just take this with a grain of salt. Antonio's a guy that's out there, but here's what Antonio had to say.
I'm not a fan of Joe Biden or what?
Nah, I like Donald Trump. I seen Joe Biden online. He was shitting on himself and like falling all over. I'm like, yo, what's going on with him? He got teleprompters everywhere. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not, I got a good political opinion, but you know what I'm saying? I want the world to be a better place. I feel like we probably could do better with Trump helping more businesses and like coming back and taking over the 2024.
So you think Biden pooped his pants on that other video?
That's what the video showed. He was looking real shitty. Like, I know we all make mistakes. I mean, you shitted yourself before, right?
Actually, I have, but go ahead.
This CTESPN right here. That's a shitty message for you right there. But yeah, I just feel like, as a country, we need to do a better job of, with everything that's been going, the pandemic, the shots, everything that's been going.
Have you met Trump or you want to meet Trump?
I met him on the phone before I talked to him on the phone with Tom Brady one time. Yeah, he seemed like a cool guy.
You think Brady likes Trump, but he just can't admit it?
Yeah, he probably definitely like a candidate. I can, though. Shout out to Donald Trump.
That was good. I'm glad you played that. That was good.
We need our
stuff
Ric
right there.
Flair. Woo! Holy shit, brother's getting real. That's good stuff. Now, Antonio Brown doesn't have a great credibility factor. He was on the Jason Whitlock show.
That's right.
But
It's still fun.
it's
to
still
watch.
funny, right?
Yeah, I thought that was good. And I'm not saying anybody should get political advice from him at all, but it's just showing how the tides are turning. People who used to like Trump when he was, quote, Democrat, are just not political in their eyes. A lot of Black people and white people too were making songs about getting rich like Donald Trump, and we like our boy Donald Trump. Then he runs as a Republican and all hell broke loose because they were told to. The Black community back in the day, you were a Democrat, period. And then a lot of other people, you're a Democrat, so you now have to hate Donald Trump. But now they're seeing that, my gosh, Donald Trump is the only one that did anything for the Black community. I mean, Biden is a racist. All you have to do is go back years and years of film. He calls Black people horrible names. Donald Trump, the proof of that is Donald Trump employs the best people.
Don't worry about it, Joe. I got another one.
And whether you're gay, straight, white, Black, Hispanic, Asian, doesn't matter. In his companies, he will employ the best for the job.
Exactly. Hence his support of, gay and lesbian when it comes to log cabins. Some people don't like that, but guess what? It's real. And one of Donald Trump's best friends and supporters and guy that he's used for a lot of advice over the years is a gay man. So it is what it is. We bring facts first before we talk about feelings.
That's right.
Antonio Brown, thank you for that moment.
That was good.
That was
I
good
enjoyed
stuff.
that. Mhm. I hadn't seen that. That was great to watch.
But before we get to that other hush money case too, but it's also important to understand, because Donald Trump is doing so well now,
Mhm.
is Lizzie's idea or her worriment, her
My
concern,
worriment.
a reality? What do I mean? Well, listen to former White House press secretary Jen Psaki, who went and got a nice little cush job at MSNBC. Doesn't take a lot to go over there and just give your opinions on being a raging liberal.
That's right.
Listen to what, and we'll play it a couple times for you. Just listen to this. And this was in context. So I'm not trying to do what some people do on the left. We'll take a quote and misrepresent it. They're trying to figure out why. People are like, oh my, they're starting to come to grips that, holy shit, Donald Trump's not only running for office, he's got the majority of the support in the country. So what do we do?
I think many of them want to be close to power. They also assume or have this thought in their mind that maybe Donald Trump will go away. Maybe he'll go to jail. Maybe he will die, not to be too morbid, but maybe, I mean, he's not a young man. I think many of them want to be close to power. They also assume or have this thought in their mind that maybe Donald Trump will go away. Maybe he'll go to jail. Maybe he will die, not to be too morbid, but maybe, I mean, he's not a young man. I think.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Wow.
What do you
they're telling you
what
that.
do you make of that?
I think that she's not saying they're going to unalive him. She's just wishful thinking that he pushes up daisies soon.
That they're talking about, that's what Democrats
That's
are
right.
like, well, maybe this isn't serious, or people haven't taken Donald Trump very serious. And now they need to.
Now they need to. They absolutely do, because they're seeing that he might go to jail, but if he does, Trump wants to go to jail, and at least for a brief period of time. I am a firm believer that I am, and I've said this, and they're going to show you little by little, and they have showed little clips like this. If they can't get rid of him, and if they think he's going to be president again, they got rid of him once. He got elected, then they cheated and he didn't get elected. They're seeing that they thought that they could ruin him by his reputation, Stormy Daniels, getting him to jail. And if he doesn't go to jail, you mark my words, mark this date, they will do anything in their power to unalive him.
Well, in all fairness, I think we think the same about Joe Biden as far as the pushing up daisies thing.
Correct.
But he shows more signs that it could happen.
Correct.
Soon.
Joe Biden
Wait
does.
a minute. Who show? Yeah, this isn't even.
Biden.
Oh, Trump acts like he's a 40, 50-year-old man.
Correct. And that's the problem. Joe Biden looks like he's going to be pushing up daisies. Donald Trump looks like he could live another, 75 years by the way he acts. So I am all for getting new people into politics and get the old uniparty out. I'm all about it. But Donald Trump isn't part of the uniparty. I don't care if he's 107.
That's why everybody hates him.
That's right. I want
when you're a leader.
That's right.
You're not worried about fitting in with anybody. You'll have less friends and people will make fun of you, and people may talk about you behind your back and do deceitful things to you behind your back.
For sure.
But you know what? You be you. We have to worry less about what people think about ourselves from that standpoint.
You can't worry. And the older you get, the less apt you care what people think about you anyway. You want to be kind and have a good circle of influence and a good circle of friends, but you can't worry anymore if people don't like you because you want your country to be great again. If you hate me because I want my country to be the best that it can be and go back to the way I remember it, go ahead and hate me. Knock yourself out over there in your little bungalow of fun.
Jeannie says, I want a cognitive test for Biden with a different doctor. Not going to happen.
Absolutely. No, it isn't. They're not going to do
Biden shuffling and shitting his pants on his way to Air Force One every day. The globalists, of course, want Trump out of their way because he went and said, anytime you have a new guy that comes in and ruffles feathers, it's like, whoa, all attention goes to that person. We need to stop that guy. He's not like us. He's going to change the way that we do things. Can't have him. We're not going to deal with that. Hell no, are we going to have that happen around here? No freaking way. And we talk about the wins that continue to come for Donald Trump, the wins that continue to come. Well, we broke down the Cannon case, the documents case, postponed indefinitely. They'll be lucky to get to a jury trial if it even continues by election time. More than likely postponed afterwards.
That's right.
And then yesterday, the liar,
which one? Which
Stormy
liar?
Daniels.
There you go.
Took the stand and by all accounts was terrible. She gave weird, salacious detail. Once again, as I told you, this is all about trying to destroy Donald Trump, his character, his integrity. Let's make up things. Let's go after him. Details that don't even matter, aren't even a part of the case. And our good friend, Will Scharf, he's running for attorney general. He came in here live a few weeks ago. Love Will. He's on the Trump legal team. He was interviewed by Fox News yesterday after Stormy Daniels was in court. And he breaks down just how pathetic what happened yesterday. By the way, before he talks, Stormy Daniels even got on the stand yesterday and said how much she hates Donald Trump.
Yeah, she admitted that.
And defense analysts for MSNBC were freaking out and CNN going, holy shit, you can't say that on the stand.
Right.
And don't forget for a second, guess what? A court has already ordered her to pay Donald Trump $500,000.
Yes.
She owes Donald Trump money, yet she's the star witness. And don't forget for a second, the letter that she wrote saying that there was never an affair and that she was never paid hush money or offered hush money. Here's Will Scharf.
Yeah, look, of all the outrageous conduct we've seen from the New York DA's office over the course of this case, whether it's clear discovery violations, games they played with pretrial motions and with jury selection, today has to take the cake. At the start of today, Judge Merchan set very serious guardrails around Stormy Daniels' testimony, and then the New York DA's office just ran absolutely roughshod over those guardrails. We think there were clear grounds for a mistrial. We're deeply disappointed that Judge Merchan did not grant our motion for a mistrial, and this is an issue that we're going to continue to raise because the DA's office strategy here is to pollute the entire trial with irrelevant, highly prejudicial evidence that should have no place in this trial or, frankly, in any courtroom. As a former prosecutor, I find their conduct deeply, deeply offensive, and I'm hopeful that Judge Merchan sees what's going on here.
Well, he said that he did not see a mistrial at this point, but he warned her essentially to stick to the things that are relevant to the trial. We know that the prosecution had discussions with Stormy Daniels, according to our reporters in the courtroom, about staying focused on this because clearly they're getting a little bit nervous that Merchan may be irritated to the point of mistrial. But the judge says that he's considering giving limiting instructions to the jury and that he's going to make a decision on that on Thursday. So that would mean that he would say to the jury, look, these things that were said, you don't need to listen to when you make your judgment, when you come to your decision. These things are fair game. How does that work with a jury who's already heard all this stuff well?
Impossible to unring the bell. The material introduced in court today, and frankly, much of the material introduced by other witnesses, is so prejudicial and has so little probative value that it has essentially infected this case in a way that I don't think a simple limiting instruction can cure. That's why we believe a mistrial is warranted. We'll obviously have to consider our options going forward. But again, I find the DA's office conduct today to be particularly outrageous. I'm assuming many other lawyers feel the same way, just based on what normal courtroom practice would be. And I'm hopeful that Judge Merchan sees the light in the coming days.
Okay. Will Scharf, thank you very much. Good to have you back.
Will Scharf, running for Missouri Attorney General, super attorney. He would make a great politician, no doubt about it. I love Will. We brought him into studio. I wish he wasn't running for Attorney General this time when Andrew Bailey has totally kicked ass in the job. He just has in the state of Missouri. Andrew also making a lot of headways nationally. He's all over the place. By the way, he's going to be starting his own podcast as well.
Andrew Bailey is?
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. And who do you think got him going on it?
You?
Wait, no. Thank you. Not that cool. No, our show.
Yeah.
Coming in and doing our podcast to show you the marketing aspect. That's where we're trying to market what we do now to businesses. And we've got businesses. We got businesses in the medical industry now. We got businesses in the ag industry where you literally, if you own a business or you know people, we're a turnkey one-stop shop for you. So Andrew, you literally show up and you show why you're an expert and you use video to do it. Contact us. Vic at canceltheshow.com, Lizzie at canceltheshow.com. But I wish Will Scharf was not running this time. I love him, love him. Because when it comes to politics, it's not always the best person who wins. It's the person who's in a job and maybe Andrew Bailey's already in the job, doing the job.
Right. And nobody's complaining, really.
Yes. And that is nothing against Will Scharf.
Absolutely.
Will is kicking ass in this
He
Trump
is.
trial. He's on Trump's legal team, which is why we showed it. My God, what is happening in this country? You see the craziness that happened in this case yesterday. Stormy Daniels is a nightmare, a complete nightmare. And it's not just Will Scharf and Trump's legal team. Many other people around the country are going, oh crap, this could be a mistrial at some point. But there's no way in hell if that goes all the way through, there's no way in hell they find Donald Trump innocent.
That's right.
Because all of this was meant for nothing then, which is why I'm now trying to figure this out. Is this a way for the Democrats to save face, the deep state to save face? Maybe there'll be a mistrial. Maybe that's a way. So, it was a mistrial. We're going to blame it on Stormy now.
Yeah, they're going to blame her anyway. They don't have any.
She freaking owes him $500,000.
Right.
And she was a nightmare on the stand yesterday getting reprimanded by the judge. Once again, talk about writing books and chapters by the day. Holy shit.
You cannot make this stuff up. This is real life. Think about this, Vic. It's a porn star. Think about this. Let's break it down to just the little bitty bones of it for somebody that doesn't even know the story. This is the United States of America that used to be the best place in the world, has a porn star sitting literally in a courtroom with president that was number 45, who America absolutely loves or hates, running to be president again with a gap in between. A porn star. You can't make this up. If you tell somebody, if an alien came down from outer space and you tried to explain this story to them, they'd be like, I'm leaving. I'm leaving Earth.
No.
I got to get out of here.
Porn star, prostitute.
Yes.
Already has been told you owe Donald Trump $500,000. Going after her, all of this stuff. Shay says, but if it's a mistrial, then we would just have to start all over again.
Right.
Maybe. Or maybe it's not brought again.
Yeah, I think it wouldn't be brought again. I think they know this is dying. It's dying a slow, comical death, and they're going to have to blame somebody. And Stormy was up there. I mean, what she was saying, she looked like a clown. And I'm not saying just as a joke, she looked like a clown. She looked like a clown. She's not even a porn star. She's also a prostitute. I mean, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous.
And Donald Trump just sits there and continues to win. He wins day after day after day. And it's so fun to watch legal analysts talk about this on stations that are not Fox or Newsmax or OAN.
That's right.
They're trying their best, but they're like, fudge,
this is ridiculous.
fudge. Donald's coming out of this.
Yeah, he is. They thought it would keep him off the campaign trail. And it is, but this is campaigning. This is also campaigning. He's getting so much money in his coffers while he's sitting in a courtroom.
It's beyond belief to me what is actually happening right now. Because I didn't think that Donald Trump would ever have a moment to win. And all these cases, they're falling apart.
They really are. I love it.
The cases are falling apart. From the chat line, you notice nothing's been brought up with the case in Atlanta.
Right. Right. They're like,
Fonnie,
oh, crap.
Fannie. Because she's got her own legal issues to deal with maybe now with everything going on. Everything that they have done. Jack Smith, the dumbest special prosecutor in the history of this country, working for the dumbest president, worst president in the history of the country, associated with the dumbest, worst administration in the history of this country. Every single appointment member has issues or problems or has had their time even in a liberal dominated media. Once again, you can't make this shit up. Over and over and over. You can't make it up. I mean, it is the craziest thing in the world, but it goes back to, again, Soros has been behind our organizations like that. And now we're having our president sitting in jail. And it's like, we keep winning. This dark stuff has been happening for decades. We just thought it started happening when Donald Trump came out. He's just exposing it. He's bringing light to the cockroaches. And every time he does,
good things happen. Now, the problem is I honestly was naive and thought when he got in, within 4 years, he would have Hillary Clinton in jail. He'd have all these people done. But I didn't understand the extent. I'm sure none of us listening understood. I know Donald Trump didn't understand the extent of the cockroaches. They were way worse than we ever thought. But every time they try to do something, we do end up winning. We do.
It's turning out that way.
It is. We are.
I don't want to get ahead of myself because there's always going to be something thrown at Donald Trump as
forever.
long as he is in the public eye.
As long as he has breath in his lungs now.
No, I mean, it's just if he's running for office, if he's running for president, there's going to be an issue.
100%.
There's going to be something thrown at him. We've already seen that. Mitch says he's doing better than Kennedy did.
And I think he's talking about what happened to him.
I mean, I mean, Donald Trump is winning and he's continuing to win. What's going to happen? What could he possibly be found guilty of? I don't know. And they're trying to, most of the testimony with Stormy Daniels yesterday had nothing to do with what the case was about. They were just stupid, like salacious details that she is alleging happened or that she was saying happened. And really no proof, just her word from what's going on there. Ugh.
Yeah. I just sit here and I know our listeners do too. And you just think, wow, the two extremes happen to how you think about this stuff is I'm so frustrated. I'm scared for our country. I'm scared for my children. And then when you break it down, it's like, we are still winning. Yeah, they're getting us. Yeah, they're trying to get us. But as long as Donald Trump and people that he has that surrounds him, that is loyal, he can't go in there anymore and think he can win anybody over. As long as he realizes, because he didn't realize that the last time. He thought that with his charisma and with his business sense that he could turn people around. He can't. He can't. Nobody can. We're dealing with a spiritual battle that it's pure satanic evil against good. So he has to go in with people that he's loyal, and we will win. We will win things. That border will get shut. Now we're going to have to deal with the damage that's been done with our country, but we will win as long as he gets in.
I don't want to get ahead of myself. That's all I keep saying. I don't want to get ahead of myself because I'm happy. I don't want to get ahead of myself because I love seeing some of those things that have been going on. By the way, if you're in the Missouri area, we're supposed to get some severe weather today.
Yeah, I'm getting alerted all over.
I've seen some updates from that standpoint. Just be out there, be aware, be careful, everything that's happening from that standpoint. I'm curious too how people feel. Do you feel that this is turning for Trump? And I don't think it's on purpose. I don't think this is another game that's being played because this makes the left look really bad. It makes the deep state look really, really bad with all of the stuff that continues to happen. Trump continuing to win. And what else can possibly be thrown at this point? Because we're so far along in the election cycle. And Donald Trump, by the way, and I would be surprised if he announces a VP pick in the next 30 days. I would not be surprised well in time before the national convention.
Yeah, he's saying he's not, but I agree with you. It would be great if he did it earlier than later so that person can really help campaign for him. That being said, I think a lot of his picks are already kind of campaigning for him. So it should be exciting. And most of the time I do not care about who the VP is, but I really do this time.
Another story that's going on, I wanted to show you this. We always promote Turning Point USA and their conference and their speaker series. You have seen what's been going on college campuses with rioting and illegal protesting, not just lawful protesting, but illegal protesting of anti-Jewish students, of Jewish students and the anti-Semitism that's been shown. Well, Turning Point, look at this video. This was at a speaker series in Washington, the state of Washington, where they were, and by the way, the state of Washington right now, by polling standards, has Donald Trump winning by 1% in polling. And that's insane because it's a very, very, very liberal state, very liberal state. But what I love about this and what I love about the story here is, and it's not that I love what I see, but we're talking about a reporter and it shows who these people are and how they're bought and paid for. This is a Turning Point USA reporter violently attacked by Antifa, even though Joe Biden says there's no such thing as Antifa. And this was at an event at the University of Washington. Just check out this video.
Wow, look at how many Antifa.
Okay, now we got a real fight on our hands.
All ready?
Hey, get that on film, Johnny.
Come on. Fat boy. The moment the administration knows this is happening, this gets broken up.
The administration knows this is happening. We're weak, brother.
No violence. Hey, Miss Shasti Conrad, look at all the violence. You said there's no violence. You okay? We should call
Look at his
the
face.
cops. Umbrellas, right there. You see that broken umbrella?
That whole mom, that whole mom.
Multiple witnesses. I'm just trying to be a journalist. I mean, we're trying to cover this event, and you have outside agitators like Antifa who are 40 years old, losers with no jobs.
Go back to Reddit.
Pleasure to meet you, bro. Hey, I'm really sorry you're having to deal with these knuckleheads.
Wow. Did you already said, and people around 40 years old that are Antifa losers.
Yeah.
And we knew that from the beginning, but a lot of people didn't. They really just thought it was college students doing this. This is the same. It is. It's been proven.
People who aren't even college students. They're
right.
off. They're
They're 40.
off-campus people.
Yes.
They're
yes.
being paid to start trouble.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's scary. It's scary. And we know they're funded by Open Society Foundation, which is Soros. And they're bringing in these people that are old and they're there and they're paid to hurt people. And our college students, the very vulnerable college students, gullible college students, join in on this.
We're told that Washington University is now putting up fencing around campus.
But a second set. They already had one. Now they're embraced for more, and they're putting like a
and this is to keep out bad actors.
Yes, to keep out bad actors. They don't want it. As liberal as they are, they don't want that. They don't. And it's happening, and people are bracing for that. My daughter doesn't go to WashU. My fourth kid is graduating this Friday, and we're bracing ourselves for something. Now we're hearing nothing happening. She goes to UMSL. We're hearing nothing happening there, but you have to assume they're going to be there.
Of course they will be.
They will be there. They'll be infused in the ceremony. And it's the first time I'm not overly excited about going to one of my kids' graduations because of the woke stuff. I mean, my daughter graduated from SLU's law school, and it was nothing but woke BS at graduation.
Glenn says from the chat line, but these are peaceful protests. Why do you need fencing?
Mm-hmm, good point. Because Megan Green, who was an adjunct professor, she's doubling down that there was nothing bad about it. They just wanted their snacks.
Where are you doubling down about what?
WashU, doubling down right now.
Oh, the first time or?
Again, she's still doubling down. When she's asked, even as of yesterday, she was asked, why is this such a bad thing going on at WashU? She goes, it's not. She said they just wanted snacks. They just want to have their voice heard. She's doubling down that there was no paid actors there.
Paul says, screw turning the other cheek and taking a higher road.
You can't with these people.
People say that when and then if we act out. Well,
that's right. They
say at least a couple other boys won't be at the award ceremony.
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
Yeah, we're continuing to fight, but this is the kind of stuff that's out there. Antifa's still around. People are paid, and we're just trying to bring the information out. With that being said, another billionaire family has been cited or outed for supporting these groups, which are anti-Israel and have been super active in the anti-Israel protest. The group is the Libra Foundation, and the Libra Foundation is a group that funds smaller, more narrow nonprofits, many of which have been active in the anti-Israel protest on campuses. One of those groups is also the Climate Justice Alliance, which has also taken parts in marches, and they've even gone after Joe Biden. We've talked about that. Another one of these organizations is called Black Organizing for Leadership and Dignity, which, according to Political, in a recent study, has promoted anti-Israel demonstrations as well. Another group being funded by Libra is the Immigration Defense Project, which participated in a protest in D.C. earlier this year that, of course, ended in a number of arrests. Well, guess who's at the top of the food chain providing money? Yeah, we talk about George Soros.
Mhm.
It's Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker and
Yes.
his billionaire family. They're also the founders of the Tides Foundation, left-wing organization that's supporting and funding smaller progressive groups, including the Adala Justice Project, who caused all kinds of problems at the Columbia University riots. In addition to the DCCC and the House Majority PAC, a list of Democrats receiving money from the Pritzkers, and we'll get into those politicians in a second. That's kind of boring. Never mind. It's these groups.
Mhm.
The Pritzkers are supporting these groups, which are active. Where is the media on J.B. Pritzker? He's supporting groups that are out protesting in a violent manner on college campuses. I'm just trying to bring up the facts.
Mhm.
I think these are legitimate questions, right?
They are. You have to ask those questions. I mean, you have to. And I think it's all starting to add up. We know that Pritzker and a lot of these people and a lot of these mayors, the Kim Gardners, all these people all around the United States are evil. We now know, if we didn't know before, they're all connected. They're all connected into this deep state, Soros type part of the uniparty. It's all about greed, power, and money, and they're all connected.
How does it make you feel when it comes to our media refusing? If by chance, let's just say Mike Parson, governor of Missouri,
Mm-hmm.
his billionaire family was funding groups, white supremacy groups that were on college campuses trying to lynch Black people or people of color who were wearing white hoods, who were out saying death to Black people, death to Muslims, death to anybody that doesn't agree with us.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think any of that, and it was found out that Parsons' family were supporting these groups financially? Do you think it might be a story?
Oh, it would be huge. It would be absolutely
I think we know
huge.
better.
Yeah. Yeah.
What the hell? What the hell? What the hell? What the hell?
Mm-hmm.
Once again, you can't make the stuff up
You
that's
can't.
happening.
You can't make it up.
Why is this happening? Why isn't Pritzker pulling out? Why isn't he? Do you hear Pritzker out condemning these protests?
No, never. I've never heard it. If he has, I've not heard it. I don't think any of our listeners have.
Barb
heard it.
says the media here in Illinois, near Chicago, because we have listeners all over the country, they just love that piece of shit Pritzker.
Yeah.
Never talk bad about him or you'll have a problem.
Mhm.
The media has overlooked everything that Boss Hog Pritzker's nationally done. He's been just about as bad, if not worse, than Gretchen Whitmer in Michigan. Newsom, or the leftist in California, or the leftist in New York, but they're given JB a pass.
They do. Of course they give them pass. They're all part of this. They're all part of it. And then you've got people that live in big cities. I don't know what's wrong with them other than it is this melting pot of people who have different thoughts and beliefs, but they all end up siding with the liberals and they all side up. They have no problems paying for $10 for a Coke. They have no problem that their gas prices are way higher out in than the suburbs. I don't understand them. I can't relate to them. I don't understand why they're so blind and they're really dumb. I don't understand that. They act like they're just so intellectual and, oh, he just love Pritzker. I don't understand that. I mean, how can you not see that? I don't understand.
No, I agree. I agree 100%. Pritzker's group, by the way, is supporting a ton of Democratic candidates who need money.
Yeah.
So now you have Pritzker,
Yes.
who's a politician himself,
Mm-hmm.
and his family is now giving money to other Democrats to try to help them win
That's right.
in their elections.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I guess all's fair in politics these days. Do whatever you want. We won't say anything. We'll use our money to get and do whatever it is that we feel that we need to do.
That's right. They will do anything they can. And a lot of people in politics, they will do anything they can. We look at all of these people that are even Republicans doing whatever they can. where is it that someone's going to stand up for us and do the right thing? Oh, wow. Could that be Donald Trump?
I wanted to make sure before we get out of here today. Joe, did we just have one video left from today?
Yes.
You showed this, and it kind of applies to the things that we see happening on college campuses.
Mhm.
But Lizzie, where was this from? Oh, Amsterdam.
This was Amsterdam. And the reason why we're playing it is yesterday, forgive me, I don't remember which listener said, if you would just take a bulldozer to college campuses that have these encampments, that would be great. So someone sent me this video of that exact thing, that Amsterdam has a bulldozer on one of their college campuses. Their police are going in and whacking the protesters. So whether you like it or not, I kind of dig this.
Yeah, well, you know what? I'm a tear gas fan myself.
Yeah, I would rather do the tear gas. I appreciate that. Do the tear gas first. But if they're still there hurting Jewish people or hurting innocent people, why don't you take your billy club and club them right over the head and use a bulldozer? Apparently, they, just like all the other college campuses, they warned them and warned them and warned them, and this got so out of hand.
Oh my God, just watching that over and over.
Isn't that crazy? But that's good. I'm happy to see it, actually.
Taking care of business.
Taking care of business. Mm-hmm. And we can't do that here. We can't do that here. And it's great because this is bulldozer literally tearing down the protester barricades. There was barricades there. And can you believe that? Protesters are putting up barricades so police officers can't get in. Look at the entitlement. But you know what? It's not just entitled college students. These are paid people, not just in America. They're all over the world doing this now. It's the hate is real for Western culture. This is evil, evil, evil coming at our college campuses. And right now, that's just their flavor of choice is colleges. It'll be something else after this.
Chris says, sad to say, but I can see there's going to be another Kent State issue happening before election. Chris is always talking about the 60s and 70s. Can't touch the criminals here because they have more rights than the victims.
That's true.
Unfortunately, we do see that often,
We
and
do
it's
see that
sad.
often.
And we just try to bring light to all of those stories,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what we're continuing to try to do as best as we possibly can.
That's right.
And there's always something that's happening, but you got to call it out. And I do believe because Donald Trump has been so strong on policy, and he's been so strong on calling these things out,
Mm-hmm.
where you don't have Democrats who are doing this.
That's right.
Certainly not Biden,
No.
certainly not Kamala Harris, and their ratings are in the tank, the worst we've ever seen
That's right.
for a president and or vice president at this point in time. I mean, we're literally just under 6 months away.
We are just 6 months away. And thinking about the possibility of Donald Trump coming back for our country, I know makes me sleep better at night. I know a lot of other patriots that listen to the show and other places. It makes you feel just that much safer. He's not God. He's not our savior, but he does love our country. And the best thing that you can have for our children is their future and their safety and less taxes. You're only going to get that from Donald Trump.
It is interesting too, because USA Today did some polling on themselves, and they're saying that there's 6 toss-up states with only one leaning likely Republican. That's what I found interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So the 6 states, again, we talked the 6 swing states: Arizona, Georgia, Michigan,
Mm-hmm.
Nevada, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. Okay. So, I mean, that's 77 electoral votes. And then North Carolina is leaning Republican. So that's what they're saying. So you have Arizona, Georgia, Michigan, Nevada, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. And then you have North Carolina, which is leading Republican at this point in time. Roughly 6% of voters in all those states will likely be deciders. Isn't that 6% of voters in those states will be deciders? That's according to Axios. Wow. So both presumptive presidential nominees are hitting the 6% with their messaging, because it breaks down to just 6% who have to decide what they're going to do. for the entire country, 6% of sway voters. Don't forget, we told you before, with all the issues in Arizona, Biden only won 0.3. Georgia won Biden by 0.2. Biden won Michigan by 2.8. He won Nevada allegedly by 2.4. He won Pennsylvania by 1.2 and Wisconsin by 0.7. And Trump won 1.4%. That's how tight that is.
Yeah, for sure.
And remember, out of the 158 million votes, the ballots that were cast for president in 2028, and that Biden won those 6 states by less than 300,000 votes. Holy crap. That's how razor thin the margin was, even with everything else that happened. So Trump obviously needs to win one of those Midwestern, I guess, blue wall states that he lost in 2020, I guess, to get a second term. I just find it interesting. I find it so fascinating that the election can break down from that.
Yeah.
What is the question? I'm just looking down right now.
Well, I think Joe put this question. He said a good question for listeners. If we had a hotline.
Yeah, I was thinking like during the wrap up of the show, you could ask the listeners, but I guess now's as good time as any. If we had a hotline number, would you guys call in?
Oh,
yeah.
Well, I don't want to do it on a hotline. I've told you that before. It's just.
Oh, I didn't know.
No. I mean, we're video.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, we've got opportunity.
He would want people to video.
We love the thing about it. We love it.
Okay.
But we ask people all throughout the show too. I mean, it's a good concept. We love people's opinion, and our chat line is amazing. I just didn't understand that, so I'm sorry, but I was just curious looking down.
Yeah.
What the world needs now, guys, according to Donna, love, sweet love. It's the only thing that's theirs, just that there's just too little of. Love.
Yep. It's all about that song, but that is very true.
No, it is. And
very true. There's so much hate. And there was sometimes it was like hate, the Democrats were the ones, or I should say the liberals were the ones about there's, so much hate. You need to be more tolerant. And they're the ones that's not tolerant. They're not tolerant at all.
No, I get it. I do. We've kind of we normally go 2 hours. We've covered everything.
Well, and when she's going on the hate part of it is I would like to see our conservatives, you can call them Republicans or not, also not have the hate towards each other. I understand that it's election season, but it's not even the politicians that are hate. It's fellow conservatives. If you don't, you mentioned them earlier, say that there is 2 great people running for attorney general, Andrew Bailey and Will Scharf. I don't see hate in these camps, but I'm using for an example because I don't see the hate there. You need to agree to disagree. They're both Republicans. They're both conservatives. If your persons win, love it. If they don't, then you still back them. The vitriol and the hate amongst conservatives to other conservatives is so big too. And I think it's because they're helpless. I think that they know the Democrats are so full of hate that hate is spilling over into the conservative. I'm not just saying Republican, into conservative camps. It's very unbecoming and it's very non-productive. You need to stop it.
Well said. That, according to Lizzie, if you're just coming in the show, she is now an unofficial
independent
officer. She now works with
I didn't say officer.
Independent immigrant checker. You are now an independent. You now work with the IIC.
That's right.
Which sounds like something from Mission Impossible.
That's right. I am the main checker with the IIC. So if you have any illegals, just let me know. I'll go question them.
Or the LIIC, the lick.
The lick. Yeah, it's the lick. The Lizzie.
Right.
Independent immigration checker. Yep. There you go. So if you have an illegal that lives next door to you, let me know.
We love it. Guys,
know.
we do appreciate you so much for watching cancelthisshow.com. We literally get bigger and stronger every day, and it's because of you on X, on YouTube, on Rumble, on Facebook, on Cloud Hub. And then, of course, you can catch us on our audio platforms as well. A lot of people listen to us there, and we appreciate people listening for so much. You got a 2-hour show, and people listen to the majority of it, which is just bizarre for a podcast.
Yeah,
because we treat it as a show. Great podcast time can usually be about 20 minutes.
That's right.
Maybe 30 minutes.
Yeah, and in between And the statistic is staying the same. 75% of our listeners listen in between 70 and 75% of the show.
Yeah.
So that's really great. And we're very grateful for you guys doing that. Very grateful.
Your mission, should you choose to accept it, Lizzie, is to find illegals all around the state of Missouri and
Yes.
question them on their immigration status.
Absolutely.
If you choose to accept this, you will not be able to use any sort of police help. You will have to detain them and call ICE immediately and somehow keep them detained. We
That's
wish you
right.
the best with your health, your family, and God bless.
And God bless. And yes, I think, if we're getting ready to end the show, Joe would like to know, we have a new camera. Joe doesn't.
It's a silly cam. You can show it,
It is a
but it
silly
doesn't
cam.
do anything.
Yeah, but it's fun to see it. It's a silly cam, and Joe is calling it the Big Vic cam. There's the Big Vic cam.
I don't know. I mean,
There it is.
There's Joe.
There's Joe. See it? There it is. The big kip. Yep. But that's not just any cam. I might be part of the lick. I might be the lick. You're the Big Vic. Mm-hmm.
I'm not going anywhere with this.
It's the perfect angle. That's all I'm saying.
That's right. That's it. And you always have to have a perfect angle in a studio. So that's all I'm saying.
Where did the show go?
Mm-hmm.
That's all right. It's been a good show. It's been fast. Yeah.
It
I don't
has
feel like
been-
it's
been really fast.
We're good. We don't have to stay till 10.
Well, and if you're in the Midwest, and the reason why maybe we don't need to is I know that Vic and I keep getting all kinds of messages. I should speak for you about the weather here in the Midwest. Like people had tornadoes, and there was tornadoes in Cuba in Sullivan, Missouri, night before last, and they're in our viewing, and now we're going to get hit again. It's coming.
Yeah, there's some weather coming.
It's coming.
Yeah, be smart, be safe. Anyway, we love you guys. Thanks for the Vic and Lick Show.
The Vic and Lick Show. That's the new name. No, it's not the Vic. It's the Big Vic.
No, it's not.
It is. It's the Big Vic and the Lick Show. So we're changing the name. So if you're looking for a show tomorrow and you can't see Cancel This, it's now called the Big Vic and the Lick Show.
And yeah, and don't get it confused. And don't say Lick before my name. Just leave it.
No.
Okay, don't even go there because I know
no,
you
no.
guys are going there.
That's right.
Thank you for watching canceltheshow.com. Vic Faust, Lizzie Sparks, Pro Joe in the house, Monday through Friday, 8 to 10 a.m. Central, and all the time on our website, canceltheshow.com. It is the fastest 2 hours in podcasting. And of course, we are grateful for all of your support. Like, subscribe, share the show. For Pro Joe and Lizzie Sparks, I'm Vic Faust. Have a great day, guys.